Alright, so this was a comic I grabbed on a lark, just because I looked at it and was like, well, it's a number one, and I usually am never lucky to grab a number one right off the shelf. And I was like, you know what, screw it, I'll just grab it on a lark and just keep it as a keepsake. And yeah, we're going to be talking about Dawn of DC Superman, which is the relaunch of the Superman comics. This is by Joshua Williamson with artwork by Jamal Campbell. Yeah. So this is part of the Dawn of DC relaunch that had come out recently. This is Superman returning to Metropolis, and after everything with, the War World saga and, Dark Crisis and everything. So this is Superman getting back to, what he knows best. Fighting for Metropolis and fighting for truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. Yes, they changed it, and I actually like the new way. I like the new way, the new tone, the new catchphrase. There it is, catchphrase. I completely spaced there. Oh my god. I liked it. I like this catchphrase a little more. Truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. So yeah, you can see from the title, like right here, they're clearly like digging into nostalgia. They're clearly digging into nostalgia with the whole Superman movie title for this comic. So yeah, I also love how like they do it twice. They really do it twice, and it hits you emotionally. Like there's this great moment where young Clark Kent is in his room, and like he's looking out into the sky, and then takes off and flying, and we get this amazing spread right here. And I was like, I could just hear the John Williams theme in my head, and I was like, yeah, it is going to be good. While I'm probably going to collect the book in trade. Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do, is collect this comic in trade. I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I never collect number one issues, because I'm never like that kind of collector, but I figured why the fuck not. So this comic basically takes place, like I said, after everything with War World and Dark Crisis and everything else, and essentially is just Superman coming back. And in the span of one issue, he battles Livewire and the Parasite. Which, the Parasite, this is, like, what I also, I really like is that we're getting, like, a love for all of Superman's classic villains. And the story here is that Superman is hearing Lex's voice in his head. And Lex is, like, telling him, while Lex is in prison, like, hey, it's been 47 minutes since Superman's been seen. About how many people think you die? How do you think how many people died per second in those 47 minutes, Clark? I was like, Jesus, Lex. Yeah, there's a lot going on here in this new Metropolis that Superman has returned to. Lois is now the editor-in-chief at the Daily Planet. She's also, still married to Clark. I also love how, like, she's now, like, even scarier than Perry, which I'm like, yeah, that tracks. That really does track. I also have a moment where I was like, you motherfucker stole my idea. Where I always had this idea of Superman would, I wanted to do this quick like a Superman moment where Clark always hears for certain, he always hears everybody, but there's a certain number of people he always listens for heartbeats for. Those being Lois, John, Mon Pa, Bruce, and Lex. Yeah. So it's like, so I immediately when they had this moment where Clark says that and he hears like there's people's voices and heartbeats I listen for the most just to check in on them. You, John, Mon Pa, Bruce, and Lex, and I'm like, motherfuckers stole my idea. God damn it. That actually kind of like really. That really bothered me, because now I'm like, I can't do that, and like I'm gonna get writing comics, yeah. Piece of shit like me. Go ahead, yeah. Yeah, like I was gonna write at DC Comics anyway. I fucking hate myself sometimes. Anywho, but, yeah, we also get Livewire in here, and it's kind of cool to always see Livewire as a foe. This comic also looks like it's going to take a lot of, of the classic villains, and also someone is out there looking for Lex, and they've created a new they've changed Parasite in a way that like is more like a vampiric kind of thing where he's turning other people into parasites. And we also know that Bizarro is coming from this unknown new foe. Another major thing that happens is that now LexCorp has become Supercorp. Lex Luthor has forced Superman's hand into taking ownership of LexCorp in order to stop an incoming threat. That threat is Brainiac. Yeah, and also Brainiac is like, you know, this planet is doomed, but is anyone gonna listen to you? I kind of like where they might go with this, because Brainiac talks about, like, in the quick little excerpt of, like, what's coming for Superman this year. It's all about, he makes a point of, Jor-El said that, like, the world is dying and no one listened. I wonder if anyone's gonna listen to you when this planet dies. So it's kind of like a global warming thing, where it's like someone's trying to warn you this is happening, but no one seems to listen. So I feel like that's kind of the message Williamson is bringing up here, which is kind of cool because, yeah, global warming's kind of a big issue. So, anywho, I've kind of jumped around this book, but there isn't really a lot. There is a great moment where, like, when Livewire attacks a wedding and Superman stops her, he hears the bride talk, say, like, the officiant ran off, we don't know what to do. And Superman is like, hold on there, officers, there's a job for Superman. And Clark proceeds to, officiate the wedding, as well as take selfies with everybody, and then fly the bride and groom off while carrying the car. I was like, that is adorable. I really like this. So, like I said, I'm going to read this in trade, but this is how you do a solid first issue for, especially a Superman book. And it's going to be cool to see how Clark deals with now being forced to lead a company that has essentially tried to kill him for decades. So this will all be really cool. I'm really excited to see where this comes in. And yeah, I'll just pick this up in trade. Williamson can be a really good writer, and sometimes he kind of misses the mark. This time around, I feel like Williamson hit the mark. So yeah. Anyway, you guys tell me in the comments below if you've read Superman #1. You guys let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.